Grab Comics here, and I told you, okay? I told you, people, this would happen. Alright? So let's go because Justice League would end in a silly, just makeshift, happy ending type of thing. And it's just like so cheesy and not earned, and just like, yeah, you did it wrong. You messed up. You know? I told you that would happen. Like, this is completely off the cuff. I haven't written anything down. I'm just talking, just ranting, you know, just you know, talking about what I want to talk about. I will, of course, write things down. I will, of course, make big old long videos about it. Everything. I will do that. But right now, we have this. Right now, I want to just talk about this stuff because this is important. You know, so that's why Justice League was not a game that should have been made like it was. There's so many things they could have done better. Rocksteady, especially, Rocksteady needs to continue doing stuff. Basically, this whole thing, it's one of the saddest things ever. All of this stuff comes from a desire to make money, and apparently, with Suit Baby Incorporated, a desire to get a message out. But they could have done a better job, a much better job with it. If they had done it anyway, but this one, number one, basically make a game. If you want a classic Rocksteady style game that's high quality, it should have been a single player game with comic accurate DC characters being playable. You had Metropolis. You could have had all kinds of cool stuff going on in Metropolis. Fought Brainiac, fought whoever, as comic accurate characters. I would know if I like to do that. I like to play as Superman. I like to play as Batman. I like to play as Wonder Woman. I like to play as Green Lantern. I like to play as Flash. And one of the cool things is, I had to admit, some Pineapple Sway, others who are more positive on Suicide Squad, Justice League, that there were some good things in that game. Suicide Squad, Justice League figured out how to make a Flash game possible. 3D, a Flash game possible. Figured out how to make limited flight and shooting things work. Swinging on, and basically, they figured out how to make swinging on a bat drone work. So it is totally possible that they could reuse these controls to make a Justice League game. Like wanted. They also want to make a remake of the Arkham series, of the Batman Arkham Asylum. They should not do that. What they need to do is make new Arkham games right now as well. They should use the assets of Suicide Squad to Justice League to make an awesome Justice League game. Then, and then also work on a single player offline Arkham games. All right. Start working on that. Take the Arkham Knight assets and make new characters to run around in there with them. That's what they need to be doing. You mess around that. And they need to make sure that they do not have this woke DEI bullcrap, feminist bullcrap, militant feminist bullcrap in their games ever again. Because that was one of the biggest issues. The story was crap. The story was the worst thing about the game. Yeah, this sort of sad things ever. Unlike Dragon Age Veilguard, which was a bad story, was bad, super bad. It was a single player offline game, right? You basically they made it. They're like, yeah, we're done with it. We're going to be on to something else. The Mass Effect, and that sucks. But at least it was like, yeah, the game is done. We're done with it. With this one, it's more like, they were like, yeah, we're making a game that's really, really bad, with a really bad story. And here's the deal. We want you to pay us more money so you continue to do the bad things in that game. You want to shoot at Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, and Flash more effectively, then buy our guns. Or want to look cool while doing it, buy our overpriced skins. I'm like, ugh. It's like doubling down on horrible mistakes. But that's the issue. They should have done it one or two ways. Make a comic accurate single player offline game of high quality, like Batman Arkham Knight and Friends. Or if they want to do a live service angle, do a Helldivers thing. Make these characters faceless soldiers, nameless faceless soldiers that you can customize, and then you can have your guns and your skins and all that other stuff you want. Hello. All that stuff you want there. That's how you could do that. One second. All right, we're back. Okay, yeah. So they should have done it that way. They should have made it a game where they basically, if they wanted, that was the angle they wanted to go for, a live service looter shooter. They should have made it with DC influence, DC callbacks. Then they should have done a game where you play as the nameless faceless soldiers, and you got to see certain characters from a good distance away. And just being awesome. It still have sucked because then you'd have characters shooting at the Justice League, hating on the Justice League, whatever. But it would have been better. But still, they did the worst one, which is basically make characters that look like the ones we know, but don't act like the ones we know. They are not the ones we know. That is not Harley. That was not Deadshot. That was not. I know what King Shark Captain Boomerang, but I don't think according to what Captain Boomerang did, I don't think that was Captain Boomerang. That was not Joker. Definitely not. The Jonkler was not Joker. What's his name? Mrs. Freeze was not a character in the DC universe at all. Neither was Lawless. And Deathstroke is now an old, sad old man who doesn't want to fight Batman anymore, which is bullcrap. And who misses guns. What the heck? Are you kidding me? He's Deathstroke. Deathstroke uses a sword and bow staff because he's an armored ninja. He has killed many people who have had guns. He's been too fast and too awesome and skilled to be hit by people who shot at him with guns. He's taken out entire rooms of enemies, who have had, basically assault rifles, and whatnot. He's done it because he's awesome like that. You don't need no gun. They didn't get any of these characters right at all. I'm very happy that the game failed, and hopefully they won't be working on that stuff no more, because that's just not fun at all. No. I'm not saying you can't have a Suicide Squad game. You could have one, and that's fine. And the problem with Suicide Squad, you do it right. You do it right. Creature Commandos did a pretty good job with the Suicide Squad type of thing. James Gunn did a pretty good job with that other Suicide Squad. There were some actually cool things in the original Suicide Squad movie, but yeah, no, this was not what we wanted at all. This is not right at all. This should have been a side game. That's why I continue and will have said and will continue to say that AAA game, that DEI filled games should not be in the AAA space. If you want to make games filled with DEI, leave the AAA games alone because they cost too much. You never make your money back. You take off all the fans, they go buy to other people, to other AAA games that are actually good, and they will buy them. They will spend millions of dollars, give millions of dollars to them, That's how that's working, It's time for the woke DEI pushers to step back. Okay, to go back a few generations. Okay, instead of a AAA game, we need to go back. They need to go to, I'd say, from it's Xbox Series X, PC, and PlayStation 5, right? Those are the latest systems, and Switch. What Switch be on there? Those are the latest systems. Instead of making games for those specifically, which do not work, Suicide Squad is a great case, great example of that. Instead of making games like that, what they need to do is they need to go back instead of making games for PS5 and Xbox Series X and PC, Xbox Series X. They need to make games for, I'd say, the original Xbox, the original PlayStation, the N64, the Dreamcast, the Saturn, the Sega Genesis, the Super Nintendo, the NES, the Atari. They need to make games for them. And you need to go back to the indies, the fringe, the indie fringe. That's what you need to go back to. They need to get out of the AAA space because all they're doing is causing massive layoffs, companies to be gutted, money to be lost, companies to be gutted, and massive layoffs, companies to be destroyed. That's all these woke DEI pushers are doing when they're making games for AAA spaces. Never hire a consultant company, a narrative consultant company, ever. Never do it. Never. If you can't make your own story, then you shouldn't be making a video game. That's the issue. Do not listen to their promises of money. The promise of money is nowhere near as good as actual money. See you guys next time. Check me out on YouTube and DeviantArt. Or maybe not. We'll see here. No, let's not leave. Let's not just leave it at the bad stuff. Let's continue to talk about the good stuff. Let's see how they can improve here. All right. What they need to do now is expand. All right. Suicide Squad Justice League was a massive hit to Rocksteady. It was their Sonic 2006. All right. It was their Final Fantasy 13 3. It was terrible. It was a huge fail. It caused a lot of problems. They never should have made it. So now it is time for their Sonic Unleashed. Okay? They need to basically get back to brass tacks here, but not with a remake, with new games. That's the issue. If they're all about diversity, actually do some research on the Bat family here. There are at least 4 Bat women. All right? They call Bat women. Okay? Yeah. 6 Bat female Bat themed heroes. Okay? Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, or at least an Oracle. Oh yeah, there's another one. Oracle is technically a Bat person because she helps out over the intercoms. So yeah, so you have Oracle, Barbara Gordon. You have some other people who can be Batgirl. So Cassandra Cain is a different type of Batgirl. You have at least 4 Batwomen, and one of them is black, and they could all have different body types and attack styles. Okay. Okay. You have 2 black dudes who became Bat-themed heroes, Bat Signal and Batwing. Okay. You have all kinds of stuff going on here. So I'm sorry. There's just so many things that you could use. You're Rocksteady, you can do it. You can get the Bat family going, and then there's more diversity in the Justice League too. We have the white characters. Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, and Flash. They're kind of or white adjacent, as you might really call it, but whatever. But there's other characters too. Vixen, Firestorm, and Cyborg. So many other characters that you could have in this game, in these games, and you need to focus on that. Okay, Marvel Rivals is killing it right now. You guys need to have an awesome game too. You could do it. House games as well, and you could do it. We need something for the DC side. I like Marvel too, and I'm a huge DC fan as well. So I don't know what's the issue. You can work on that. You guys do your research. If you do, that's the issue with me. If you don't want to do research, if you don't want to make a lore accurate game, then you shouldn't, for a DC property, then you shouldn't be making that game. You should quit now and go do something else. Okay? If you do actually care, want to make good, awesome lore-based stuff, then you can do it. And that'll be awesome. Try to that'll help bring us back, help us enjoy. Because there are a bunch. That's the issue with me. Let's see here. Kimball Lair and Friends, I think, specifically Incorporated. I believe what they wanted to do is they wanted to destroy gaming as it is to make gaming as they want it to be, which is filled with woke DI bullcrap. Okay, but here's the issue. They may have basically taken a baseball bat to a hornet's nest. Okay, destroyed the hornet's nest. But here's the problem. When you destroy a hornet's nest like that, that scatters the hornets everywhere. Okay? So now they're ticked off. They're all over the place, flying around, ticked off, trying to do damage control. And basically anything that gets near that could be stung. And it's also, they can make their own more nests. Okay, that's not what you do. Get out of the AAA space. All the woke DEI pushing companies need to get out of the AAA space and start making retro style games. Throw retro style games, older stuff that can fit when we play on more devices, so they can get the message in more people's hands. And they need to start doing parodies instead of trying to take over companies that are making legitimately good games. Okay, they need to do that, because if they continue to mess around and be like, "Oh yeah, fingers crossed, we can make you billions, yeah, we can," and then it's like, they fall for your trick and they give you money, and then they basically make a game that fails miserably and causes the company to get just gutted. They're gonna be after you. They're gonna be after you. I'm pretty sure. There's this litigation monetization potential there. So yeah, don't mess around with that. Save yourselves. Don't mess around. This is a good lesson. Stop. Stop messing around. Never make a live service DEI full game. Live service games are hard to maintain. Woke DEI games are hard to maintain. You put them together, you make Suicide Squad Justice League. That game. $200 million lost. My gosh. Or more. Most likely more. Imagine the hubris. The Dragon Age Veilguard again was bullcrap. The story was trying to basically reboot the Dragon Age universe and say, oh yeah, ignore all that other stuff that happened. Ignore the fact that our characters are Disneyfied, nerfified Fisher Price versions of Dragon Age characters. And ignore our story is nasty and bullcrap, filled with all kinds of woke DI stuff that you don't need to be in there. That doesn't need to be in there. Ignore that crap, and play it. Give us money to play it. That's hubris in itself. But then comes, all of that plus, hey, you want to do this stupid stuff that we want you to do better? Give us way too much money to do it. To me, that is some of the worst stuff. That is some of the worst, even worse. That is to stretch it out for over a year. That is just bullcrap. I hated that. I was just like, why are you messing around? This needs to get buried so that we can have some good stuff come back. Arc of Shadow has shown that it can, the Arcverse can exist. Sadly without Rocksteady, but I don't want Rocksteady to go out. But thankfully, Arc of Shadow shows that a group I've never heard of, Camouflage, could make a good Arkham game. It's VR. They made a good Arkham game. So yeah, that's the issue. They can do some great stuff. There's all kinds of things out there. That's what I'm talking about. The Hornet's Nest thing. You just spread the developers all over the place. By smashing that one studio, you send them off to go in and hang out in other studios. Make their own studios now. So there's even more games, more studios that are making games you don't like. It's time to stop the insanity. It's time to stop trying to destroy gaming, according to what Kiss Critter said. Destroy gaming, burn gaming down, stop it. And just, basically stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Be a parody and retro indie developers. Get your stories out that way. See you guys next time. Check me out on YouTube and DeviantArt. I gotta go write out several different things to hate on Suicide Squad Justice League, Sweet Baby Incorporated, and all their friends and whatnot. Other games like them. And also watch Angry Joe and Friends' best and worst and disappointing and worst games videos and other stuff too. I'm enjoying a lot of things about Angry Joe. I was listening to him and Alex and Other Joe's review of reactions to the Game Awards. I gotta get very dark too. Shoot, I gotta get all of them. There's so many games. There are several. I gotta go get them all. That's just great. The great content for my music player. Yeah. See you guys next time.